Thank you, Debbie. Now let's move on then to Moderna, in fact.
Yeah, let's move on to Moderna, which tags in quite nicely, actually, with Andrew Bridgen's work and what we've just been hearing about mRNA, because we know that Moderna are predominantly an mRNA company. They say they're an mRNA company, and there's hundreds of mRNA products coming down the pipeline. These are very dangerous. They shouldn't be used. Please keep your eyes out. But I want to concentrate on another angle that Moderna are going down. So first of all, I found out that they decided that they're going to be everything and anything in AI. They're uniquely positioned to scale up AI because they've got the most massive library of data. Well, doesn't that surprise us? They say they're on a mission to have AI absolutely everywhere. Now, they're still pushing out these jabs despite admitting serious adverse reactions. So let's have a look at their latest advert from Moderna.
When it comes to your health, you do you. You ping and pong that body. You plunge that body. You green that body. You brain power that body. You practice and practice that body. You make it rain that body. You flu shot that body. And now you Spikevax that body. Because even though the pandemic is over, COVID-19 isn't. Spikevax by Moderna is a vaccine to help protect you against COVID-19. You shouldn't get Spikevax if you've had an allergic reaction to Spikevax or its ingredients. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. The most common side effects are injection site pain, redness and swelling, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, joint pain, and fever. Make vaccination against COVID-19 a part of your health routine. Spikevax that body with Spikevax by Moderna.
I don't suppose many of us are ready to Spikevax our body. And did you note there that they were actually admitting to heart disease, myocarditis they were referring to, and to serious adverse reactions? So I came across this article, which is fascinating, and I just want to disseminate a little bit of it. Now, it's come from UnHerd. I'm going to jump in and out of it, so bear with me. This article is entitled "Moderna is Spying on You. New documents reveal its attempts to control the vaccine debate." Two amazing journalists here, Li Fang and Jack Poulson. So let's go and have a little look at what they're saying and I would really recommend everyone go and read the whole article because it's fire. It really is. So they say the most important thing for Moderna is that people keep having their jabs. Smart ads are part of that. But more important is to push back aggressively against any prevailing anti-vax narrative and engage where possible in any discussions around vaccine policy. That's where the Moderna disinformation department comes in. So let's carry on with the article a little bit, and we'll see that behind the scenes, they've been working with law enforcement officials, public health officials to monitor and influence vaccine policy, but they've also been working with public good projects. So I went to look and see who public good projects are, and basically they're a non-profit organization specializing in large-scale media monitoring programs, social and behavior change interventions, and cross-sector initiatives. And so what are they experts in particular? Well, if we flip to the next slide, you can see that they are experts in infectious disease and vaccine, amongst other things. So they're looking at social and behavior changes involved in this and vaccine hesitancy. So where are they? Who are they linked up with? Well, what they're doing is they're tracking and tracing all social media platforms. So they're looking at TikTok, they're looking at Facebook, they're looking at YouTube, and they're looking at your basic platforms right across the internet, and they're tracking misinformation. They seem to be experts in everything. So let's go back to the UnHerd. So just remember that, the public good projects. So then we go back to look at the article and we can see Moderna. This is where they're using the AI as well. They're using Talkwalker, which uses a blue silk artificial intelligence to monitor vaccine-related conversations across 150 million websites in nearly 200 countries. So let's have a look at Talkwalker. And when we look at Talkwalker, we can see that actually Talkwalker is an influencer. It's misinformation. It's a social communication listening platform. So they're listening to all of the debates, comments, and conversations about vaccine misinformation. If we go into them a little bit further, we can see that they hear, or they allege that they can hear every word and understand every single sentiment. So, these discussions around the world are including Pfizer as well, by the way. But I mean, the fact that a pharmaceutical company is listening and monitoring every single social platform, we know the government is monitoring us and censoring us, but who knew that Moderna had a disinformation department? But who's running it? So the monitoring team includes this lady, Professor Nikki Ruttman, who's from Nichols College. Now, you can see she spent nearly 20 years with the FBI. She was working from the Boston office during Operation Warp Speed, and she's one of the many former law enforcement agents that are now working with vaccine makers. And this isn't just Moderna, this is all of the vaccine manufacturers. So looking at Professor Nikki Ruttman's experience, you can see she is currently the director of global intelligence at Moderna. She's been there for a few years now, but she did 19 years as an intelligence analyst in the US intelligence community. There's the reference to the FBI. And notably down there, Director of National Intelligence as an advisor on terrorism, excuse me, to a mission manager. Sorry, Mike, could you carry on reading that?
Yes, so to a mission manager as a counterintelligence analyst with the Defense Intelligence Agency.
Yeah, I do apologise, sorry. It's the cold down here, I've got a frog in my throat. So if we go one on from Nikki Ruttman, we can see that all this has been financed through a 1,275,000 donation from the Biotech and Innovation Organization. Who are they? You ask yourself. Well, if we go and look at them, we can see that they're an advocacy association. They're literally the trade union for pharmaceutical companies. So we'll flip on one slide from there. Now you can see that they're not only involved in all of this, but they're involved with an infodemic training program. So this is where the whole organization links up to an NGO. Which NGO could that be, do you think? Well, there's only one NGO, the World Health Organization. And here they roll out infodemic training, where you get too much information, including false or misleading information in digital and physical environments during a disease outbreak. So the final slide on this segment really is just to show you the Infodemic Insights report here. And in 6 easy steps, you can see where they're going on the training. So Moderna is listening to you, it's watching you, it's taking your information, it's spying on you.
And Debbie, if I may, I'll just add, because a couple of those slides were stressing that they were using behavioral psychology, behavioral insights in order to influence people, and that is effectively change their way they think and change their behavior. So this proactive, I'm going to call it political applied psychology, we're now awash with it. Well, let's move on to the subject of Israel-Gaza. I know this is an extremely emotive subject. I want to say to the audience, how do I approach it? Well, I've got 2 options. I can be honest and truthful, or to the best of my ability in reporting on matters to do with Israel and Gaza, or I could be diplomatic in order to keep our audience comfortable. My policy is to be factual and truthful, if I can do that to the best of my ability. So if any of our audience disagree with that, you can email me and tell me why you think I should be diplomatic over truthful. Now,